I guess it's also a pretty good time to mention that I don't even know if this saw runs. Hi, welcome back to Shawnee Hill's Workshop. Well, like often happens, it was beautiful all week this week, every evening, when I don't have a whole lot of time. Now the weekends came and it's raining. It's pouring outside right now. So it's forced me here into the wood shop. And what I've decided to do is start to get ready for the upcoming projects I have here in the wood shop. You know, as it gets closer to fall, closer to winter, and you know, it starts getting dark at 5 o'clock, I have no option but to work out here in the shop as opposed to outside. So one of the big things that I want to get done is I want to get my Powermatic saw up and running to be my primary saw. And so that's what I'm going to be working on today, is starting to remove my Craftsman saw, get the Powermatic in place, and figure out what I'm going to have to do to make an outfeed table work and potentially turn my Craftsman around and have it as a secondary saw, maybe with a dado blade set up in it. I'm also going to take the time to do some cleaning as well. If you've been watching for a while, you know that I've been doing a remodel on the shop. So far I've only done the utilities closet and the new hand tool area that used to be behind me here where this cabinetry's at. So there's still a lot of mess around here. Just need to get it cleaned up, picked up, you know, so I can actually be productive when the time does come that I get to spend a little more time in the shop. I look forward to it. I would say my favorite thing to do is woodworking. Out of all the stuff that I do here around the farm, the other stuff I do more out of necessity. Woodworking I do because I enjoy it. And as a matter of fact, I'll show you the project we're going to be working on first. I know there's a lot going on behind it, so it might be hard to see all the details, but this is a piece of furniture I started building a while ago and that I need to get finished, and I want to make it the first priority. This is all built out of the same tree, this walnut, and it's so great working from the same tree. If you've never done it before, you know, if you go to the store and buy 2 walnut boards, even if they look really good next to each other glued up, as they age, the color will look different. And it just, this board, this is 2 boards wide, but it's just one board that has been book matched open. You can't even tell where the joint is, and they should color the same as they age, so you'll never be able to tell where that joint is. And that's the same for all these wide boards. They're all book matched, and the grain goes around the end. It just makes for a more professional, better looking piece. This cabinet has a 7-degree slant to it from front to back and from side to side. So on all 4 sides, it's got a 7-degree slant. So the dovetails that are hand cut on the edges are 7-degree, and the dovetails that will be for the drawer, and here's the test piece I've cut, they're actually compound. They're 7 degrees in that direction and 7 degrees in that direction. So the dovetails, I don't know if you can tell by the ends of the tails there, they're actually angled in both directions. They are some difficult, you know, it's a difficult joint to figure out, and I've cut this test piece because I have just enough boards from this tree left to finish the drawer fronts, front and back for this cabinet. So I have no room for error, absolutely zero. I have all the footage from up to this point. At that time, I was doing more project type videos, one video from start to finish. And so what I'll probably do is I won't show that footage till after we're done with the cabinet, and then I'll make a video start to finish and include that footage. Should be kind of interesting because I was about 50 pounds heavier then, so it'll look like 2 different people are working on it.
I remember songs I used to sing. It talked about love and faithful things. Then the glam caught my eye. So you should go with what feels right. But I'm not alright. No, I'm not alright. So let's just start again. let's just start again. Oh, oh, oh. We're just looking for a sign, 'cause we all want to justify.
Well, the Craftsman is free. That's the first time it has moved from that spot in several years now. I will say that I highly recommend building things on wheels. You know, I've got this now to where it can just roll wherever I need for the time being. When I was at my last house, I only had it on wheels, and that was fine because in my garage, the concrete was pretty planar. Well, when I moved here, the concrete has so many undulations that it was actually trying to twist my saw. One of the wheels was never touching, and so I built a removable frame to go underneath it with leveling feet so I could level it up. So I just had to jack it up, remove that frame, and then now it's back to being mobile again. Now, I would like your suggestions. So I have two thoughts right now. Turning the saw back to back like I mentioned earlier, and that's nice. You know, it's all a compact footprint. The downside to that would be is if your dado setting that you're trying to preserve, the fence there gets in the way of your rip setting. You know, that's probably a rare occasion, but it could happen. Also, you know, I've already got this outfeed table built. If I can adjust the height or just replace the top and continue to use it, you know, that just saves work. You know, it's not a perfect outfeed table, and I don't mind to build another one. And then the thought process is this entire wall is getting torn out, and my wood shop's going to get 12 feet bigger. And I will probably have the room for 2 independent table saw setups. So, you know, is there any reason I don't just have 2 independent table saws set up? Just a lot of things going through my mind right now. The decision doesn't have to be made quickly. For the time being, I can just roll this into a corner out of the way, set the Powermatic up, and it's already got a factory side table that comes with it. And I'm sure I can level it up to this outfeed table so I can use it for the time being. The miter slots might not line up, but that'll be it. But it is something I want to think about and figure out. All right, I'm going to roll this one out of the way, try to sweep up under here because it'll probably be the last chance I get to sweep up for a long time. And then we'll roll the Powermatic in and see if we can't get it set up.
But we're not alright. No, but we're not alright. Let's just start again. Oh, oh, oh. Let's just start again. Oh, oh, oh. Let's just start again. Let's just start again.
So I'm hoping somebody on here has a little bit of knowledge about the PM66. I bought this about a year and a half, 2 years ago at an auction, loaded it up, brought it in here, set it, and it's pretty much just been covered up ever since. Something I did not notice at the time that I'm just now noticing is this plate here. It is bowed up in the middle, and I don't know if this is an aftermarket plate. I don't know. I can't imagine what could cause the forces on this plate to bend up. And it actually, between where the riving knife should be, which is not there, and the blade there is actually a crack right there. So I don't know. Leave a comment if you know if there's a issue I should be aware of before I start putting too much money into the saw. So yeah, just let me know. I'm going to take this out, take a look at it, and see if, I don't know what I'm going to see, but wow, that is just wedged in there. I just can't believe that this is the throat plate for that saw. I can't imagine the cast could have shrunk that much, or that the throat plate could have expanded that much. I'll definitely have to pick up a riving knife for this if, well, actually, you know, now I think about it, I think there was a box that came with this saw. Maybe it's got the parts in there. Be nice if I had a riving knife. Hopefully hopefully there's an actual riving knife, just not this guard. I'm not a big fan of these type of guards. Looks like the previous owner wasn't either, since it's never been opened. I thought there was another box also, but maybe I'm misremembering. So here's all the rest of the stuff that I could find that came with this saw. This piece, I'm guessing this is some sort of auxiliary fence for you know, doing rabbets on the edge of a piece of wood. If you know what this is, leave me a comment. Then the wrench, a cheap little push stick, which is a Beastmeyer push stick. These are all the bolts I took out. This was in one piece. I bought it, and like I said, at an auction, and I had to disassemble it. So those are all the screws and bolts for the fence. And then here's another throat plate for a dado blade, or dado stack. I'm gonna see if it fits in this top. Hey, this does not look like an aftermarket throat plate, so I mean, it'll go in there, but it's going to take a little bit of, I'm gonna have to hit it with a dead blow or something. That seems really odd to me. It came with the manuals and the receipts. It was bought December 6th, 1996. He paid $2,059 for it. It came from a company called the Mueller Company. It's a woodworking machinery, tooling, and supply. It's out of Cincinnati. I'm familiar with them. I've actually been up there and talked with them in the past. I'm almost wondering if the reason this is all warped up and broken is because it was stuck in there and somebody pried it out, broke it there, and bent it up. That seems crazy to me. I used to work at a cabinet shop 20 years ago, and he had a Powermatic PM66. I loved that saw. And he had that and a Jet. I can't remember the Jet model, but I didn't care for it as much. But well, he replaced that throat plate several times, in and out, you know, multiple times, sometimes in a day, multiple times. And I don't ever remember it being anything but just a drop-in fit. You know, it didn't have any slop, but it also wasn't tight. I'll be interested to see, this only has a 4-inch dust collection port. I had a 6-inch on my last saw. You know, I made it myself so I could have whatever I wanted. I'll be interested to see how the 4-inch does for evacuating the dust. I guess it's also a pretty good time to mention that I don't even know if this saw runs. I have no reason to think it doesn't. I purchased it in an auction of a man that had passed away, and everything in his garage seemed to be in nice working order. It was set up. So I have no reason to think that it wouldn't run, but I have no clue if it does. Well, like I said earlier, I like everything to be on wheels, so I cut a sheet of plywood the same size as the base of the Powermatic. And I stole the hardware from my drum sander over there that I'm going to be selling, and made this real quick so I can get this up on wheels and figure out where the final height's going to be once it's on wheels. There we go. Well, we got it in place and rolling, and just at this stage, it's already got me kind of excited. So I'm going to make a list of what I need to get the electricity hooked up to it and start figuring out what I'm going to need to do to get all the fence and table back on. It's been a long time since I took that apart, so should be pretty straightforward. I've installed several T-square Biesmeyer style fences in the past, shouldn't be an issue. So in the next video, we will try to get all the saw assembled and set it up, get it squared up and wired up and start using it. Well, like I always say, if you like these kind of videos, hit that thumbs up button. If you don't like them, click the thumbs down button. Either way, leave me a comment telling me why so I can try to get better. I love reading the comments, so take the time if you don't mind. If you're not already a subscriber, I'd love to have you. Hit that subscribe button, and if you'd like to get notified every time I put out a new video, click that bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.